The IntelliFinishing solution utilizes the benefits of the conveyor so that we can move large parts through geometry that is a lot more efficient and much smaller footprint. So our zone control allows us to do deadheads, to do shuttles, to do VDLs, and those zones are completely independent from the rest of the system. So not only are we able to move parts in different directions very efficiently, but we don't require the rest of the system to stop or slow down to allow those movements to occur. Instead of a large 180-degree turn where you have to match the length of the load bar to the radius, we're able to utilize shuttles and deadheads within the layout so that we can simply drive into a deadhead, come back through a switch, and then come right parallel with the existing conveyor. And the only spacing you need between the conveyors is enough room for the process equipment. The load bars are configured based on the total weight of that product, and we can add and remove trolleys based on the demand for that load capacity. And so our load bars sometimes will have 4 or 8 trolleys supporting that load, and those 4 or 8 trolleys will exist within the same zone, so they're all traveling at the same speed, and that zone is independent from the rest. So we accommodate our trolley configuration and load bar design to match the weight capacity required for the application. Each one's spaced per yoke so that the load on the low toe of the channel of the conveyor is not exceeded, and that gives us the flexibility to make sure we can meet the capacity requirements of the application without having to recalculate motors and drives and chain pull. The partnership of IntelliFinishing and IntelliTrack started with a 500 pounds and 1,000 pound applications. We are lifting over 25,000 pounds per load bar, and anywhere from a 10-foot load bar, and we now have applications that are utilizing a 70-foot load bar to carry track trailers through a finishing application. We're able to adapt the layout to maximize the use of the capital equipment that's available, as well as optimize the operators that are interfacing and minimize the total number of operators that are required for the application. We replaced the power and free solution with an IntelliFinishing solution, and with a reduced number of load bars, we were able to actually double the capacity through that process equipment. We do not have to maintain a dog spacing with the parts through each of the different individual operations. If an operation went over their takt time, they lost a dog's worth of production, and that would continue down through the rest of the process. Whereas what we're able to do is actually index forward. If the operation in front of the one that is currently being performed is open, as soon as we're finished, we index that to the next operation. And so we're able to close gaps and utilize the capital equipment to its maximum potential instead of having empty space and time going through those different process equipment pieces. And so that same footprint, same process equipment, different conveyor, we were able to double their production, and we only had half the load bars in the system that they had previously. And so it was a win-win for the customer.